The views and opinions expressed on this program are those of the participants and do not reflect the views of BronxNet or the program underwriters.
BronxNet. Your voice, your views, your vision.
Hi everyone, welcome to Open Friday, the one and only talk show bringing the best of the Bronx, New York, and the world straight to you. I'm Rina Valentin, your host, Café con Leche, every Friday morning. Let's take a look at today's show. First up, our Open Weekend Preview has some healthy, natural, and Women's History Month events for you to learn and enjoy. Next, Dignity Universal, creating world leaders by empowering our youth, is here again to talk about their latest world project. Following that, the Women's Empowerment Self-Defense Academy stops by to teach us how we can keep ourselves safe. Then it's this week's Sports Roundup with Bobby C. And we're closing the show with some uncut truth with spoken word poet and rapper Charlie Scott in our Open Artist Spotlight. All that and much more is coming your way because now we are officially banned. Welcome back to Open. I'm Rina Valentin, your host, Café con Leche, for the next hour. And you know, we're always inviting you to get social with us online. Tweet us at Open BronxNet Television. And while you're there, don't forget to follow me and tweet me. And that would be at Rina Valentin. And well, let's get right into some healthy, natural, and historical things to do in the Open Weekend Preview. First up in our Open Weekend Preview, if you're interested in keeping fit, getting out, and enjoying the beautiful Bronx, you can sign up for the 5th annual Healthy Minds, Healthy Bodies 5K Run Walk. Happening this Sunday, March 9th at Van Cortlandt Park in the Bronx at 11 a.m. Registration begins at 9 a.m. And for more information, you can visit rmha.org. And remember, all proceeds will benefit RMHA's program and services. Next up, the Winter Workspace Workshop, Merging Culture and Nature Through Pattern. Gain insight into Winter Workspace artist Whitney Artel's creative process and explore the winter landscape in a source of inspiration. The artist will show examples of natural imagery in textiles, and participants will use recycled materials to create compositions that examine the relationship between pattern, texture, and materiality. Art materials are provided and workshops are open to all visitors ages 12 and over when accompanied by an adult. That's this Saturday, March 8th from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. at Wave Hill in the Bronx, located at 675 West 252nd Street in New York. And for more information, you can call 718-549-3200, extension 251, or you can always go online and visit wavehill.org. Finally, we have the International Working Women's Day, an event celebrated around the world by women's organizations, paying homage to the tremendous contributions that women workers have made in the fight for social justice. Happening Saturday, March 8th, 4 p.m. from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. at Casa Be Houses, located at 150 East 121st Street, with live performances. And for more information, you can call 347-267-0115. And that is what we have for this fun weekend. So get out and enjoy. And now, well, it is Women's History Month, as we mentioned, and now it's time to have a little chat about Women's History Month with my BAF, well, she's my BAFG, but today she'll just be my BAF since we're not talking about fitness. That would be my best animated friend. Gail.
Hi there.
Hi, honey.
How's
are you?
everything today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fantastic. I'm so excited that it's Women's History Month because I'm a woman, you're a woman, and let's talk about what it is to be mujeres in the 21st century.
You know, that's good. I like that you're saying, let's talk about now, right? Because here we are in the 21st century and we're acknowledging those who have paved the way. But hey, we're making history right now.
Absolutely.
You and I. I mean, how many talk show hosts speak to animated friends?
Live animated friends.
Live animated friends.
I mean,
right.
we're doing this
clear.
in the now.
We are doing
right
it
now. We didn't do this yesterday. We didn't record this before. We're talking to each other right now. It's so cool.
I wonder if people get that. I wonder if people get that this is not, she isn't added in later, and I'm not talking to anybody, to nobody. I'm actually speaking to her, and she's actually here live on set while the people in the audience can see her. Well, they can't see her on the set, but they can see her through the screen.
That's right, because I'm a ninja.
That's right, because we like to work with magic.
You know what? I think it is a good idea, though, that we talk about the people who have paved the way, the women who have paved the way for us. Who is one of your, heroes?
Well, actually, there's this one particular individual who has always stood out for me in just in my entire life, and that is Helen Keller, because Helen Keller has to be like one of the most phenomenal, accomplished individuals you could ever read about.
Oh, she was amazing. Was she born blind and deaf?
No, she actually contracted a fever, I believe, when she was 19 months old. And that fever left her blind and deaf.
All right, exactly. And people used to count her out until she was saved by her miracle worker, right?
Right. And so, in some aspect, I'm really, really, I have the utmost admiration for an individual who's able to just kind of supersede whatever obstacles have presented themselves and still live a normal life. As a matter of speaking, because this woman she was very impactful, and she made a statement, and she's going to live forever. And
Absolutely.
that within itself stands for itself. However, I do want to acknowledge Anne Mansfield Sullivan, because that's
right. That's her
woman.
miracle worker.
Yes, that's the miracle worker.
She came and helped her learn how to express herself, even though she couldn't talk, because she couldn't hear. She couldn't develop the words to say. So Anne Sullivan came by and helped her overcome that. And in the end, Helen Keller became this motivational speaker, and that's why she's going to live forever, because she was able to express herself through the help of Anne Sullivan. It's pretty amazing. Two amazing women in history.
Yes, it is amazing. And I don't know if people know that this woman actually went to school with her. So they designed a form of communication in which this woman actually assisted her all the way through college.
That's just so cool. You know what? I want to talk about some of my favorite heroes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes.
And you know what it is?
Who would be your favorite hero?
Well, you know what? I like to think of women as trailblazers, and there's a lot of things that women have overcome and that they're still overcoming. And I want to talk about the original Madonna. I want to talk about Betty Boop. Betty Boop is one of my female heroes. As an animated character, well, think about it. In the early 1900s, we were in a Victorian era. Everybody was covered up.
Right.
Necklines were high. There were really long skirts. And then the 1920s happened.
Right.
And there were flappers everywhere. And skirts got shorter.
Right.
And it was amazing. And Betty Boop debuted in 1930 in a cartoon called Dizzy Dishes. And she was originally drawn as a poodle with floppy ears.
Okay.
But then they made her into a woman. And she was the very first overtly sexual female cartoon in history who was prominent in theaters and cartoons. And that was such a step forward in women expressing themselves sexually and expressing themselves as individuals, as separate from men. And I think that's why I call it the original Madonna, because Madonna was doing that in the early 90s.
You're right.
And this was back in 1930, 34. And then Hollywood, of course, being male-dominated, decided that they were going to push forth the production code and censorship, and they made her more of a housewife as time went on, but she's still a trailblazer in my mind.
She is, and she's still a sexy animation.
That's right. She's going to live forever.
She is going to live forever. She's actually one of my favorites as well. So I'm glad I'm able to share this moment with you.
Awesome.
You know,
Thank you,
because
Nina.
it's so important that we recognize the animated women who have paved the wave as well.
Absolutely.
Totally liberating. Totally liberating. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you for letting me share.
All right. They're wrapping me up over here. I know.
So sad.
I know. You know, we could stay here chatting all day, but I do want to acknowledge you, my dear, because you are also making history. So happy Women's History Month to you,
Happy
Gail.
Women's History.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. See you next week.
See you next week.
All right. All right, we have to take a quick break, but I have some good news for you. We are actually doing a giveaway. We're doing ticket giveaways right now live on air. That's right. Lehman Center for the Performing Arts is having a concert series with Salsa All-Stars Tito Rojas and Lelo Rodriguez on Saturday, March 15th. And the tickets range from like $35 to $50. And guess what? We're giving them away for free during the show. So to win, all you got to do is be the first one of the first three callers. So we've got 3 pairs to give away. And the number you can call is 718-960-1180. Once again, that number is 718-960-1180. And we'll announce the winner later in the show. All right, we'll be back with more of your favorite live show, Open, so don't go anywhere.
NFC, AFC, offensive linemen, defensive tackles, quarterbacks, and cornerbacks are all working with United Way for a million little reasons. The kids of our communities, to ensure their academic success all the way to graduation day. You see, it takes about 12 years to create a graduate, but it takes the same time to create a dropout. And the difference between a kid becoming one or the other could be a professional athlete, or it could be you. Studies showed the earlier we get to kids, the better their chances. So become a United Way volunteer reader, tutor, or mentor, and make a difference in the life of a child, for the life of that child.
Give.
Advocate.
Volunteer.
Live united. Join your favorite NFL players. Take the pledge. Go to unitedway.org.
Barry, time is running out. According to my calculations, 1 in 5 kids in America struggles with hunger. How can so many children face hunger when there's more than enough food to feed them all?
Babadoo.
You're right, Barry. We can help solve hunger by teaming up with Feeding America to get food to hungry kids in communities across the country.
Help Flint and the Feeding America network of food banks get food to the people who need it in your community. Find your local Feeding America food bank at feedingamerica.org/hunger.
Together, we're Feeding America.
A single ember from a wildfire can travel over a mile. That ember can ignite and destroy your home or community. You can't control where that ember will land. Only what happens before it does. Visit fireadapted.org to learn how you can help protect your community from wildfires.
Hello, welcome back to Open. Children are the future. Yes. And Dignity Universal is a group that works to empower our youth. Recently, they put together a short film called Bully Me No More, and here to share more about their initiative are President and co-founder of Dignity Universal, Michelle Giovanni Lopez, Youth International Speaker Rosemary Gomez, and Transformational Trainer Joydev Mitra. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us, Rena.
Thank you for
it's always
being
a pleasure
here.
to be in your presence.
Oh, thank you. I feel the same way about what you guys are doing. And it's actually our honor to have you here again, sharing your next phase, right? Because you guys have just been developing and building and the next generation, that's powerful.
Yes.
That's powerful. So just share a little bit about Dignity Universal.
So Dignity Universal is a world center. It's a youth transformational center. Now we're expanding to the adults and their families. But basically our main flagship program is called Creating World Leaders, and it's all about developing our leaders to be new world thinkers, to be the next generation that's going to lead this world into peace, love, fruition, collaboration, co-creation.
And Rosemary, you're the Youth International leader. So why don't you share a little bit about the youth, that component?
Yes. Well, our youth, one of our main beliefs is that once every person is connected to their purpose, it's easy to be in joy, and then from there serve other people. So in having our youth connected to their purpose, they then are able to connect to their passion, and from there know what career they're going to go into, what college to go, and when they actually go to college, they can do excellent because they're doing what they love.
Right, and the key word here is purpose, everyone.
Yes.
The key word is purpose,
Yes.
and that, of course, is going to lead me to Joy Dev, who is the transformational trainer, and I'm sure that language is in your training development.
Absolutely. The only purpose in doing these seminars and designing and facilitating these seminars is to create success distinctions that are sustainable. And I use the word sustainable because it's not about the knowing. If it was about the knowing, then we'd all have six-pack abs. But
Right.
it's really about application and practical integration. So it's about having these kids take these success distinctions and actually apply it in their life where it matters, in their communities, with their families, and really change the world and make the biggest difference.
Absolutely, it starts there. And Michelle, how long has Dignity Universal been in existence?
We just celebrated our first year, and to be honest, it feels like 5 years because we've already been in Dominican Republic. We're going to Africa next month and India next, so it feels like 5 years. But we were founded on the Day of Love, Valentine's Day, and the three of us were in a conversation that was like 3 hours, and from there it's been magic.
It sure has. Imagine. That's going to lead me to Imagine, which is what you guys just recently did in Central Park.
Yes.
Who wants to share a little bit about Yes, I've been following you guys. I've been following. Yes.
So we had our Teen Spartan Warrior Challenge, and it was in Central Park, and one of their challenges was to know who's John Lennon, not using their smart device, so they had to ask around, and then form a circle and sing Imagine. And that was magical to see them enroll other people and creating the circle in the exact place where John Lennon lived, right across the street in Strawberry Fields.
What was so cool is that Yoko Ono walked by, and Rosemary and I had a moment. We're like,
Yoko Ono.
But it was so awesome to see the kids inspire these people that were just sitting, lounging in the benches, and then they holded hands and they were singing Imagine. And this woman started crying, and little do you know, she's the CFO of this restaurant named Koi in Bryant Park Hotel, and she treated all the kids to dinner that same day.
Yes.
Wow. That is what we call magic. That's the key word today. But that's because you're actually living your purpose along with teaching everybody else to live their purpose, and then the other person who's living their purpose can actually offer. And you know what, why don't you elaborate further on the purpose aspect of it?
Well, these are the results that, are evidence to prove to these kids that they are architect and engineer of their life. Anything that they imagine is possible is possible. It's possible because they say so. It's possible because of the spoken word, the power of the spoken word, declaration. And one of the things that we teach is a top-down mentality. A lot of times people have it where because they have a certain set of circumstances that's just how it is, that I grew up on Jerome Avenue, or I grew up at the Grand Concourse, and this is my life. I have a broken home, I have a single-family home, and then this is just the cards that I was dealt. And what we are here to invoke in these kids is that they have choice, and that it is about them reaching within and first asking themselves, what is my life purpose? What is the assignment that I've been given on this earth?
That within itself is a job. That within itself is a job, because not everybody knows exactly what their purpose is. And it could be one purpose at one time and another purpose at another time. So at this age, how do you even get to that place? How do you even get to the place of knowing what your purpose is?
Great question. It's really all about being an open space for these kids to be able to share with us about what their fears are, because a lot of times what's behind them not sharing what their purpose is their own self-limiting beliefs, their own I'm not good enough conversation, I'm not worthy conversation, which, by the way, we all have as human beings. Every one of us has, from a very, very young age, some type of traumatic experience that happened to us that actually created this blockage, if you will. And because of that, we're not able to actually even explore
Right.
what it could possibly be. So really it's about getting to the root of it and really first discovering what happened. And then once we figure out what happened and we let go of that, we create awareness to let go of that, then we connect kids to what is it that you want. If money wasn't an issue, if time wasn't an issue, if you had all the money in the world, what would you do with your time? How would you be in service to people?
And to be honest, with children, it's so much easier.
I bet, because
there's less stories, there's
Right.
less limiting beliefs, and they're in that stage where all they're doing is dreaming. And if we can provide the space to actually believe in those dreams, then forget it. We have another John Lennon in the making.
Nice.
It's all about connecting them to their heart and having them settle in that vision, like roots.
Right, and just keep pursuing it and stay with it. Stay with it. That's the key, is to stay with it. That's
Stay
where,
plugged in.
that's where your sustainability comes in.
Absolutely.
And so, what age do you actually take them under your wing?
From 10 to 17.
10 to 17.
10 to
Okay.
17.
That's a really transitional, could be challenging, and I'm using words, cautiously because I'm being diplomatic.
It's a perfect age because that's the age where there's a knowing within them about what they want to do, and then you have society saying, no, but you need to do this, or this is better for you. So their rebellion comes from, but I know this, and you're telling me something else, and they're just pretty much telling us, this is what I want to do. And when we provide the space for them, all of that challenge, when we see them, it dissipates. And the true leader really comes out.
That's nice. Now, how many do occupy a room? Do you have sessions, time frames? How does one get involved? How do they sign up?
So our Creating World Leaders, the next one is taking place 4, 5, 6. So it's a 3-step journey. It starts with Creating World Leaders Basic. That's where we connect them to purpose. We connect them to what's their role in this world and how it's their duty to serve the world through their passions. And then after that, we begin a 12-week series, which is the leadership program called Love Out Loud. And in that, we start working with what's important to them. What are their challenges? I mean, Rosemary, the three of us really create a conversation with them about what is important right now and how can they move forward, creating those sustainability practices that start to reinforce their purpose even more. Together as teams.
It's so important. Yes, it's a safe space. Now, before we go, we have to share the upcoming event that's happening March 15th, right?
Please come.
Yes, let's share with everyone a little bit about what you guys are doing, which I think is so beautiful.
Thank you.
So
yes,
March 15th. So we have these amazing kids. This is the Love Out Loud movement, which Michelle just alluded to before, and they're creating the most amazing project. What they're doing is they're taking 25 women, homeless women, off the streets. They're providing makeovers. So we have makeup artists coming in early in the morning. We have a clothing drive. We're going to prepare them. We have job vendors coming in to interview them. And again, it's about sustainability. So what we're basically doing is having these women show up for interviews, get jobs, get themselves off the street, and get themselves on a new track in life.
We even have companies from California that have just popped up out of nowhere, and Rosemary can elaborate on this, that the moment they said, okay, this is our mission, we want to support homeless women, they popped up out of nowhere.
Yes. So the shares necessity.
and the kids are leading this.
They're leading it.
They're leading
the
it.
whole shebang.
Oh, we are just the wind beneath their wings.
We're just guiding.
That's nice.
Last
It's
night,
all service.
we were at
Love
New
it.
Covenant House, and they were speaking to the women. So I'm sitting behind them, and they're just sharing what they're up to. And the women are like, okay, yes. And are they going to have this? And they're like, this is what we have to offer. And it was really inspiring to see them connect with the women.
So once they're all made up, they're going to go through this red carpet, photograph session, and then they're going to finish with a very beautiful, intimate feast where they're just in communion with the children. And having the children serve is just, that's the purpose of life.
So awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for coming
Yeah.
through and sharing this with us.
So we
really,
asked-
thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
And also, just one last thing. So basically, our Creating World Leaders, which is our flagship program, is April 4th, 5th, and 6th. If you know a child or you have a child between the ages of 10 and 17, please contact us at dignityuniversal.com. Reach out. this is the first day of the rest of their life, and what's possible for them is behind Dignity's doors. We promise you that.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you for what you're doing.
Thank you.
For the next generation, yes. Once again, thanks for being a stand for our next generation and our future. And for more on Dignity Universal, you can go to dignityuniversal.com. And to check out their short film, Bully Me No More, visit their YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/dignityuniversal. You should check them out. You're going to have you're going to feel really inspired. So make sure you visit their website. All right, we have to take a quick break, but we'll be right back with more Open.
I grew up in the housing projects of Cleveland. I didn't even know that life could be any better than it was. Education for me has been a way to get away from the agony of what was normal life. I want to be able to impact the community, not just look back on where I came from, but to reach back to where I came from and pull some people up with me. My name is David, and I am your dividend.
Being a dad can be tough.
No. What do you mean she's not coming?
When's the fairy princess coming?
Any minute now.
But when you're willing to do anything...
It is I, Cruz Zinkelpel. Okay, time for cake.
It's always worth it.
I know it's really you, Drew. I'm just pretending for the other kids.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov.
Look at me. Hey.
Raymond, look at Mommy.
Maybe the light hurts his eyes.
Maybe she's just not hungry. Maybe he can't hear us. Maybe we're not stimulating him enough. Maybe it's a phase.
Avoiding eye contact is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
Adopting a new pet is a rewarding experience. And shelter pets make super pets. Your new best friend will steal your heart, bring you happiness, and enrich your life for years to come. You can make a difference in the life of an animal. Adopt and bring home a shelter pet today. To find out more, visit theshelterpetproject.org.
You wouldn't let money just blow out of your house. So when your AC or heater is on, make sure the doors, windows, and fireplace flue are shut tight. If you're headed out, turn down the AC or lower the heat by 10 degrees. And always keep your water heater set at 120. A little bit of common sense goes a long way. Get more great tips at energysaver.gov. You wouldn't let money just blow out of your house. So when your AC or heater is on, make sure the doors, windows, and fireplace flue are shut tight. If you're headed out, turn down the AC or lower the heat by 10 degrees. And always keep your water heater set at 120. A little bit of common sense goes a long way. Get more great tips at energysaver.gov.
Come on, Theo. Hi, I'm Ruben Diaz Jr. I'm not just the Bronx Borough president, but I'm a father and an uncle. I can't emphasize enough how important it is for men and fathers to be a part of their children's lives.
Hello, welcome back to Open. The Women's Empowerment Self-Defense Academy is a group that works to help us learn how to prevent ourselves from becoming victims to violent crimes. Here to show us a few ways to defend ourselves, our founder and CEO of the Women's Self-Defense Academy, Master Linda Ramsey Ranson, and President Stephanie Pryor. Hello, ladies.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, how are you? Thank you for being here with us. Just share a little bit about the empowerment self-defense before you actually begin doing the demonstration.
Well, we the acronym for
WESDA
is called WESDA, and we are comprehensive, multicultural organization, non-for-profit, that is dedicated to empowering women and giving them the tools, the skills, and the techniques that are necessary to keep them safe from various violent crimes. I mean, we recognize that the things that we do are not a panacea, but it gives women options and choices, and to make the right choices to keep them safe. Personal safety and awareness is one of our main things, and empowerment, and that's what we focus on.
Great. So what are we going to learn today?
Well, we're going to learn some basic stuff that anyone can do. It doesn't matter how old or how young. Excuse me, I do have a look.
Right. And we'll work with you. You're going to be using the hands anyway, right? She's like, excuse me, I have a cold. Well, she's really here to...
Yeah. Excuse me, don't touch me yet because I have a cold. But yet and still, he comes along and he still grabs behind my hair. Comes behind and grabs me by the hair and pulls me back.
Right.
All I'm going to do is turn around, come right over.
Oh, can we do that sideways so that the cameras can catch it? Because they're not catching it if you're doing it from...
Okay, let me slow it down.
Okay, this way and then pull her hair.
Okay.
I mean, don't pull it, but, do the demonstration. Okay. Sideways.
Is it sideways?
Do it right. So, because then the camera can catch it.
So we're here.
He comes in and then he grabs the hair. A lot of times women don't know how to get out of certain things because they're being pulled from behind.
Right.
But if you always remember the 5 parts that he doesn't have all of you, just step back and turn underneath. Look at him. Here's your strike right here. Okay, right down the groin. Slide your hand up. Palm heel, get him out of your face. That's all you got to do, and walk away.
You could tell she's a master, right? Because she went, cha, 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 and that's it. I was like, what? What just happened? That's amazing. It's like almost like common sense is what you're saying.
Well, you have to understand that there are areas on the body that we call vulnerable target areas. And those areas are called that because they're easily accessible, and they're areas of the body which cannot be made stronger or bigger through exercise or any other means. And it doesn't matter what size you are or what size the assailant is, you should be able to use those areas to help get yourself out of harm's way.
So let's say you're in an elevator. Somebody's up close, right? That's a confined area.
Well, first of all, if you're in the elevator, know and master your own space in the elevator. If you're in the elevator, you feel uncomfortable, first of all, get off the elevator. As soon as you come off, get off. If you feel like you can't get off, be prepared. I'd rather know, it's that concept, I'd rather know it and not need it than to need it and not know it. I'd rather think that I need to be prepared to fight back than not. So what you start doing is, first of all, get near the door. And don't feel embarrassed about pressing all the buttons. If you want, you can act like you're crazy, you're just pressing all the buttons. You need that elevator to stop. Get off the elevator, okay? If you find that your back is against the wall and he's coming towards you, and
just so the cameras can catch it.
Now you know that there's a situation, and he's coming to grab you, okay? And he comes over and he grabs you. I want you don't worry about fighting. His hands are occupied. Reach down right inside of his pants, right where his belt is, grab in here and pull him right up to you, and just knee him. Okay, and he never has time to look there because he never sees your hands because his hands is up here. He may be grabbing you. So you can grab either the hip area, pull it in, knee, or grab inside of his pants to give you some leverage and pull it in. The body will always come to you instead of you coming to the body. I don't necessarily like this. This is too much back break. I like to bring you to make a marriage right there. Let's get married. Hang it in there, pull it in together.
Yeah, boom. I just want to share with everybody, like, what you're showing us is common sense of, like, this is where his primary focus is. So if he's there, then he's not going to be, he's distracted already.
That's right.
And then you take him where he's not.
That's right.
Which leads to, it's better than knowing than to not know.
That's right. Now, let's say that you're in a dispute with your partner.
Right.
Your intimate partner. Let's say, maybe we need to turn this way. And you want to walk away, and he grabs your wrist.
Come here.
No, I don't want to go. No,
get
leave me
over
alone.
here.
Okay, he's pulling, and next time you find yourself, no, I don't want to go. Just, then fine, give in. All right, I'll come. Strike him into the groin. Right there. Now, I'm ready to go. So, it's the simplest things that we can do to incapacitate our attacker or someone who's being overly aggressive, our intimate partner or anyone, without actually going out to really kill them. That's good. But we want to incapacitate our attackers so that we can quickly get away.
Okay, so just share with everyone your mastery is in jiu-jitsu.
Well, I'm an 8th degree black belt in jiu-jitsu. I am the founder and the CEO of the Women's Empowerment Self-Defense Academy. I've taught women, hundreds of thousands of women all over the world. Taught at Princeton University for 10 years, lecturing and teaching women's self-defense. Yale, the University of Hawaii, all over. And that's my main objective, is to empower as many women as I possibly can. But I want to just tap on a little bit about, well, I'll let Stephanie speak on Sassy Girls Rock.
Okay. Yes, we actually have just launched a new program that is going to be an intricate part of our program at WESDA, and it is for teens. It is Sassy Girls Rock is the name of the organization. And actually, it's set up to empower, it's set up to empower teens so that they can be sassy girls, they can be street smart, they can be safe, they can exude confidence, and they know all along that they have what we call their crew together. Their crew is a self-awareness package, actually. It stands for self-confidence, self-respect, self-esteem, and self-worth. And we want our teen girls to be able to go out into the world, know that they can handle any situation. So we would like for people to get in contact with us to get more information.
And where would they do that?
They come onto our website. It's www.wesdaonline, WESDAONLINE.org, or they can call us there at the center. It's 347-810-7330.
Right. Thank you so much for being here with us, ladies. And, just for clarity purposes, this is for self-defense.
Yes.
That's the key. It's self-defense. But by the same token, there's a level of empowerment that one gains when you know that you're able to defend yourself.
Exactly. Yes,
so
absolutely.
Thank you for being
Thank you so much for having us.
who you are in our community.
Thank you.
For the ladies. And it's
Absolutely.
a pleasure to have you here on Women's History Month sharing this.
Yes.
And don't you worry. We're going to make sure that everybody knows where to find you guys. Once again, for more on self-defense, visit Women's Empowerment Self-Defense Academy at WESDAonline.org, WESDAonline.org. And we do have to take a quick break, but don't forget to call in to win your free tickets to see Tito Rojas and Lelo Rodriguez at 718-960-1180. Winners will be announced at the end of the show. Stay tuned. We have more Open coming up after this.
Long before I was in Hollywood, I had a grandmother by the name of Estelle Marie Taylor, positive role models to make sure that I was on the straight path. Big Brothers Big Sisters carefully screens volunteers and places them in long-term mentoring matches with kids who face adversity. With more volunteers, especially men, and more donations, every little who needs a big can have it. Start something. If it's been a while since you've been involved, start something again. Learn more at BigBrothersBigSisters.org.
This was me. And Mom and Dad. And my big brother Alex. And Jack. This was the day that I learned that sandals get their name from sand. And that the ocean is bigger than all of us. This was the day we all got to forget that I was sick. This was my wish.
This is Bobby C. reporting from the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, where the Nets not only have the best home record in the league since late December, but can now say that they are over 500 too. Jason Kidd talked about his team's improved performance and their excellent record at home.
The guys played great tonight. I thought the energy in the last two games, kind of a playoff type situation, playing two similar teams, big, physical, well coached, and I thought the guys played great.
Forward Joe Johnson led the way with 21 points, and he too talked about how well the Nets have been clicking at this time of the season.
This is a great time for us to kind of start meshing and coming together and playing good basketball. So, it says a lot about this team, how far we've come, and, things that we've been through throughout the whole season.
Paul Pierce added 14 points for the Nets and was extremely impressed by the play of Marcus Thornton off the bench, the newest Brooklyn Net.
I mean, he's huge. I mean, he's just an important piece for us. It's good to, be able to acquire such a piece like him, a guy who gives us energy off the bench, who gives us a scoring punch when maybe some of our guys aren't shooting the ball well. He's doing a great job of filling in his role, knocking down shots, being the shooter that we need off the bench.
These last 2 wins were really good victories against good, playoff teams. So we definitely take that from the games. I think we did some special things on defense that we want to continue to do, but also things we can work on. And so we're just in the process of getting better, and just we want to continue to go upwards the rest of the season.
The Nets are over 500 for the first time this season after winning their 6th straight game at the Barclays Center and 4th in a row overall. As we mentioned during our feature, Brooklyn has the best home record in the NBA since late December. Head coach Jason Kidd has done some job turning around a rough start to the season. The Nets did indeed re-sign big man Jason Collins for that second 10-day contract. We caught up with the Pioneer this week during Wednesday night's game. The first openly gay athlete in any of the 4 major sports has drawn plenty of coverage for that fact, but his play and his return to the Nets organization also deserves some attention as well. He has been a nice role player for the club the last 2 weeks. Here's Collins on the Nets.
Fans are great, and it was really awesome the other night, my first home game in Brooklyn, and again tonight. Fans have been great and very supportive.
Collins and the Nets will be in Boston tonight and home for Sacramento on Sunday. Nets star Kevin Garnett will not make his second return to Boston due to back spasms. As for the sinking Knicks, they snapped a 7-game losing streak in a win over Minnesota on Wednesday night. However, they are 19 games under 500 and 5.5 games out of the 8th and final playoff spot in the top-heavy Eastern Conference. The Knicks have Utah at the Garden tonight. They'll be in Cleveland tomorrow and then back home in the Big Apple on Monday to host Philadelphia. Time for some quick hitters. Washington Heights native and Chicago Bulls star Joakim Noah pitched playing for the Bulls to Knicks star Carmelo Anthony during the All-Star break, according to sources. Knicks head coach Mike Woodson has been adamant that Chicago needs to take its hands off Anthony. He also came out this week and told reporters that New York's struggles are squarely on his shoulders. Fans have grown tired of the Knicks circus. A group of them has decided to protest what they call the systematic and consistently recurring lack of responsible decision-making at Madison Square Garden by owner James Dolan and team executives before a home game against the Indiana Pacers on March 19th. Of course, the Knicks have declined comment. Out in spring training, the Mets received some good news with pitchers Bobby Parnell, Jonathan Neese, and Bartolo Colon taking the hill. It was the first action for 3 pitchers that have been banged up for the Amazons. And if you were curious, a 42-year-old man accused of threatening the Mets via Twitter applied in court Thursday to participate in a program that would prompt the dismissal of the case upon completion. He threatened team executives, players, and coaches via Twitter and also made a specific threat to Citi Field a few months back. Let this be a lesson. Don't make your rage public via Twitter. All fans should refrain and opt for yelling at the television. Matsuharu Tanaka surrendered his first home run, but still looks sharp for the Bronx Bombers in the Grapefruit League on Thursday. Tanaka impressed the Philadelphia Phillies, allowing 1 run, the home run, and 2 hits. Phillies all-star first baseman Ryan Howard said Tanaka's split finger is going to be a force to be reckoned with. Also on a bright note for the Yankees, Captain Derek Jeter ended his spring training slide in the game. Jeets went 2 for 3 in the Yankees' 4-3 win on Thursday. And Mariano Rivera may no longer save the day for the Yankees, but that doesn't mean he's not a lifesaver anymore. The legendary reliever's foundation poured about $3 million into the 107-year-old church, Refuge of Hope in New Rochelle, where his wife, Clara, leads the congregation. On the ice, the New York Rangers are looking for a savior of their own and have turned to Martin St. Louis. The Broadway Blue Shirts traded one captain for another, sending Ryan Callahan to Tampa Bay in exchange for the 38-year-old star. The Rangers are all in their quest for another cup. Hard to believe it's been 20 years since the last one in 1994. St. Louis and said he's had no time to get emotional about the deal with the Rangers in the midst of a heated playoff race. New York ranks 19th in the league in scoring, so they're hoping its new star can bolster the offense. The six-time All-Star has 369 career goals, 29 of them this season. The Rangers lost 3-2 in overtime in St. Louis' first game Wednesday night. They'll try and rebound tonight in Carolina before returning to MSG Sunday to host Detroit in a hockey matinee at the Garden. Turning our attention to the local college hardwood, the game of the week in the Bronx takes us back to last Friday night, where the Manhattan Jaspers men's basketball team defeated rival Iona 80-77 in overtime in another classic affair between the two teams that are separated by 9 miles. It was a sellout crowd of 2,500 for the game, which was featured on one of the ESPN channels. 13 lead changes in the matchup. Junior and Bronx boy Emmy Andujar scored a career-high 28 points on 12 of 18 field goals and blocked a driving layup late in the game to keep things all tied up and help force overtime. Andujar and George Beeman were then honored by the MAC Conference with weekly awards this week. Manhattan will open the MAC tournament Saturday in Springfield, Massachusetts. The Jaspers will face number 7 St. Peter's Saturday. Manhattan defeated Canisius on Sunday to finish the regular season at 22-7. Out at Rose Hill, Fordham women's basketball also finished the season at 22-7. That mark tied a school record for the most wins in a regular season. The Lady Rams will kick off their A10 tournament run in Richmond, Virginia tonight against Duquesne. As for the men's team, they are stumbling into the A10 tournament in Brooklyn next week. The Fordham men's team will look to snap its 7-game losing streak Saturday on Senior Day. The men lost to Rhode Island on Wednesday night. And this weekend up in Purchase, New York, the SUNY Purchase men's basketball team, 25-2 on the winter, will host the NCAA Division III tournament. Action kicks off tonight at 5:30 with Albertus Magnus and WPI squaring off before the Panthers play host to Hartwick at 8. The two winners will advance to play on Saturday night at Purchase at 7 p.m. Those are the headlines. We hit the C-list for one perspective on Alex Rodriguez that you won't want to miss. Alex Rodriguez strikes out everywhere these days, folks. The Yankees star can't seem to get his act together on the baseball diamond, in court, or even in the hearts of blonde talk show hosts. And that's saying a lot, because we know Alex has a thing for blondes. Talk show host and comedian Chelsea Handler was a guest on the Howard Stern show on Wednesday and told Stern that she ran into A-Rod recently and he approached her and asked why she's always making fun of him. She responded by saying, "Get away from me, you're disgusting." Rodriguez then told Chelsea that he was a big fan, and she basically told him not to be, adding a few words that I can't share with you on a Friday morning, at least on local cable television. And if you're keeping score at home, Alex struck out with Chelsea. Swing and a miss. Swing and a miss. That's your sports. I'm Bobby C. Stay tuned, back with more Open in 30 seconds, and this one will be a home run. Oh, yes.
A single ember from a wildfire can travel over a mile. That ember can ignite and destroy your home or community. You can't control where that ember will land. Only what happens before it does. Visit fireadapted.org to learn how you can help protect your community from wildfires.
Adopting a new pet is a rewarding experience. And Shelter Pets make super pets. Your new best friend will steal your heart, bring you happiness, and enrich your life for years to come. You can make a difference in the life of an animal. Adopt and bring home a Shelter Pet today. To find out more, visit theshelterpetproject.org.
And we've arrived to the grand finale of the show, our Open Artist Spotlight.
The Open Artist Spotlight is made possible in part with public funds from the Bronx Council on the Arts through the New York State Council on the Arts Decentralization Program.
After a trying experience in life, many people find solace in music and the arts. Our next guest is no exception. His music offers a different perspective on rap music, fused with hope and inspirational lyrics. His music is about rising above challenges, including his battle with drug addiction and the triumphant recovery. Please welcome to our open stage, Charlie Scott.
To my soldier overseas, when you're coming home to me, they say you fight to keep the freedom. Tell me why I don't feel free. Empty room up in a home, it's always broken when you leave. It's scary knowing you're alone, and I hope you're making meals. Give me an M16 and a one-way ticket. I'll hold you down, cause for you, brother, I know no limits. I'll squeeze triggers and diminish everything in my vision. We family, and I got some issues dealing with distance. All I have is this penance, so I write life sentences. I have no choice but to vent, and it's killing me. And if you gotta kill them, then kill one for me to make it back in one piece. Cause we still love and need you. I see all of the leaders don't think of the people. I'll tell Uncle Sam you're not seeing the sequel. Took the needle out my arm and let it spin on a record. In case you didn't know, I've been getting bigger than ever, so come home. Just come home. Still hold your seat at the dinner table, it belongs to you. Could barely eat, no, you're in danger, swear to God it's true. Prayers deep, praying for an angel to keep watching you. And if it's hard for us, it's gotta be hard for you. I'm uncomfortable. Soldier, keep your head steady, keep your chin up high. Soldier, keep your gun ready, lace your boots up tight. You better come home whole, I'm telling you one time. We now grown folks, but I still see that kid in your smile. Hope that innocence never dies, and always keep that calm spirit, that's our family crest. I wrote your letters, tell me why you haven't answered me yet. I'm flipping out and I'm a few cards shy of a deck. A little crazy, I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, and I pretend it doesn't faze me, bulletproof like your vest. I see the stuff up in the news, I think of you and I'm stressed. Just come home. Just come home. When you come home, I'll hide it good. I'll never cry again. When you come home. Cross another day off of the calendar. I hate talking about it, resenting the country you're protecting. Yet I'm proud of you, so powerful. Hope I'm jerking them tears up out of you. I spilled them too, I'm about the truth. Another Thanksgiving, Christmas, birthday. You ain't around, it's cool. Remember back in 2002, sports in the living room, and now it's all pitiful. I'm seeing you in intervals. Remember back before you left the Cadillac with the leather. You took me out for Italian, I'll remember that forever. I know not to speak indefinites, negligence to my intellect. Sometimes it happens when I'm expressing this. Forgive my French. Hats off to all the soldiers, salute to all of the veterans. Make sure the medicals are covered, and that one is for the president, and this one is for America and everyone who's been through this. Stripes and stars are feared, thank you. Know the respect is thick heroes, but what y'all go through, we all go through. That's why your song for us is also a song for you. We love you. When you come home, I'll stop this. When you come home, I'll hide it.
Thank you for that, Charlie. Yeah, are you mic'd? Yeah, you are mic'd. Some thought-provoking stuff there.
Thank you.
Yeah, you want to share a little bit about your journey?
Absolutely.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'd love to. You want me to start from the beginning?
Well, I don't know if we have enough time for the whole story, but a condensed version of it?
Condensed version of the story.
Yes.
I lived inside my head a lot growing up.
Right.
I come from a family where both my parents are hearing impaired. So our sign language is our second language at home. They didn't want to judge music, so they gave me a CD when I was 5 that I just selected out of an aisle. Ends up being Rough Riders Volume 1 of all things, which is not very child-friendly.
Right.
But it got me into hip-hop.
Okay.
Time passes, and as time goes on, I end up going and trying out things that I shouldn't be touching or playing with, just to see what it was like. I kind of rolled with the punches, stayed as more of a follower than a leader, and it made me comfortable, made me less socially awkward. Fell into a really bad addiction to painkillers, and that took me down. I was about 50 pounds lighter than I am right now. Got kicked out of my house, spent a couple nights in a park near my house called Bound Park. I live over in Whitestone in Queens, and right over the bridge.
I'm getting a visual of the whole thing. You know,
yeah.
I'm taking it in because you're really deep.
And from there, I went to Florida to get treatment. I finally, was humble enough to ask for help. And it started with an assignment that my therapist asked me to write. It was a goodbye letter to drugs. And I made it into a song. And it was powerful and it was inspirational. And from there, I realized that channeling that energy and releasing pain, I can't exactly talk about the things that are bothering me the most, but for some reason I can write them down. So doing that and relieving the stress within me, and to get something to stop renting space in my head,
Right.
setting it free.
Right.
That in itself is healing. It
Yes.
keeps me clean. And I'm coming up on 2 years, which is huge.
Congratulations on that. Congratulations.
Thank you. And I keep this moving forward, and whether I keep it public or I keep it private, I still write.
So, it's very brave. That's a really good choice of words right there. It's public or private. It's brave to be public about it. It's very brave, and we salute you, and we thank you for sharing it with our viewers here today.
Thank you.
And you actually have a website and more information that people can learn,
Yes.
hear more of your music, right?
Yes. My music's available on iTunes and Amazon. My most recent album is called Lyrical Therapy 2. And my website is charliescotthip-hop.com.
Thank you so much for sharing your voice with us today.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. That was hot. All right. Once again, you can check out more of Charlie's music by visiting charliescotthip-hop.com, and on SoundCloud, he's Charlie Scott Hip Hop. And as we say in showbiz, it's a wrap. Hate when that happens, but it's a wrap. All right, so we want to congratulate our ticket winners. Woo! We want to say congratulations to our winners, Nigli Ortiz and Susan Pinedo, right? Susan Pinedo. They won the tickets to the Salsa concert happening at Lehman Center. And that is our show today, people. Thanks to all our guests for coming through, and to you, our viewers, for tuning in. Be sure to check out the Recablecast tonight and throughout the weekend here on BronxNet, and 24 hours a day at BronxNet.org. Once again, I'm Rina Valentin, and from all of us here at Open, may the universe provide peace, prosperity, and love. Adios, and happy Women's History Month. And we are now going to leave you with Charlie Scott. Take it away.
I know they say a lot, and I know they don't ever mean it. Every day I pray to God, and I get lonely on the weekends, and they know I'm patriotic, so they better pledge allegiance. Keep on telling me I'll make it. I'm trying to stay courageous, don't want no one saying I owe 'em, so don't do me any favors like I'm bench pressing the game. The bar I'm always raising, give me 10 seconds of fame. I'll blow up in all your faces, y'all got 10 seconds. Grenade people, come get seconds of flavorful. I wet dresses and test legends, I get better, just wait until my next segment. My endeavors are just reckless, the pain is full, the best ever debatable. I'm blessed, heaven is waiting, sure the good die young. But I ain't trying to see it with the good I've done. It ain't long before I'm leaving, stand for all that I believe in. Call it how I see it. Know that y'all competing with another younger genius trying to be a millionaire. But I don't rock with Regis, y'all can't say I never cared. My heart is always bleeding when I see all of these teens. They get addicted to the weed, then it's promethazine and E. Trying to see a clean world, I notice things I'll never see. Role models encourage it. You pop Molly at 36, you're 3 6s. I'm top dollar, a young scholar, you don't foul. Your knowledge isn't long enough in college, ain't for all of us.